We have arranged this special program only for the purpose of educating ourselves on the subject of Irfan. In fact, myself, I've got a very limited knowledge of Irfan, so I would ask Brother Shaykh Bahmpour to educate and inform you about Irfan. But before I do that, please can I request everyone present here not to mention any names while making their comments or asking questions. This is very important. I emphasize on that. Please do not mention any names, either in your questions or comments. Can you welcome Shaykh Bahmpour to educate us on the subject of Irfan with Nare Salwat?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين. The term Irfan is from ma'rifah, and ma'rifah is an insightful sort of knowledge, a knowledge which is somehow different from the type of knowledge that we have in our experience of the daily life. Something which they call al-ilm al-huduri, to have God or the subjects of ma'rifah, that thing which we want to know in this way, to have it present in your heart and mind rather than knowing about it. This is the meaning of ma'rifah. Now, we can have this ma'rifah towards different things. For example, ma'rifah of our own self, ma'rifah of the creation, insightful knowledge, not the knowledge which is usually gained by science and these things. However, the highest of ma'rifah is ma'rifatullah. This is what, of course, what all urafa, all mystics are after, apparently, because there are some mystics and urafa who are satisfied with very little. For example, to get a karama, to get some power, and these things, this, from the old times, this has not been the aim of Irfan. For example, to gain some power to tell about the future or the past, or what people do in their privates. This is what some people have liked to do, and the Urafa has, the true Urafa, those who are after Ma'rifatullah, they have warned us very vehemently that never seek these things by Irfan. This is even worse than the shirk of ordinary people, because Irfan is when you want to seek Allah, not power, not empowering your soul, not having knowledge of different things. I know people, I've talked about them before, they aren't Urafa, but they have these powers. They have the power of knowing the future, knowing the past, telling you what is happening in your house. They are not Urafa. Allah has given them this power, and some people acquire this power by some sort of self-mortification, by some sort of riyada, so to speak. Those people who are after these powers, we do not call them Arif. Whatever their name is, they are not Arif. The Urafa, since the beginning, since all time, they have set a target, have defined their aim, their destination, and that is to arrive at Ma'rifatullah. Now, Amirul Mu'mineen, peace be on him, is reported to have said, Ma'rifatullah subhanahu a'la al-ma'arif. Ma'rifatullah is the highest of all ma'arif, of knowledge. If you want to spend time to know anything, know God. That's the best thing that you can do. Now let me read here a hadith from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. لو يعلم الناس ما في فضل معرفة الله عز وجل ما مدوا أعينهم إلى ما متع الله به الأعداء من زهرة الحياة الدنيا. If people knew the merit of ma'rifatullah, what lies in this ma'rifah of Allah, how pleasurable it is to have this ma'rifah, and how perfecting, how promoting this ma'rifah is, they would not have extended their gaze on what Allah has given to His enemies. And one of the things which mystics usually say is that why should we seek things which Allah has given to His enemies as well? He has given to mu'minun, He has given to His enemies. That means it's worthless. It's this very beautiful statement reported from Rabi'atul Adawiyya, who was one of the female mystics of the early centuries. It is reported that she has said, "My Lord, whatever you have in mind to give me in this world, or whatever you have decreed, ordained to give me in this world, give it to your enemies. Whatever you have determined to give me in paradise, give it to your friends. What I want is only you, is your ma'rifah." So this is the attitude that mystics usually have, the destination they have set for themselves. And then, of course, the hadith is very long. At the end, Imam alayhi salam says, "Inna ma'rifatallahi azza wa jal unsun min kulli wahsha." Ma'rifatullah is an intimate companion from every horror and desolation. وَصَاحِبٌ مِّن كُلِّ وَحْدَةٍ. It is a friend in every type of loneliness. وَقُوَّةٌ مِّن كُلِّ ضَعْفٍ. It's power in weakness, and so on and so forth. In Surah Al-Dhariyat, we have the verse, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created jinn and ins but to worship me. Now, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam gives an explanation here. He says, أي ليعرفون. It means, ليعبدون means ليعرفون, to gain ma'rifah about me. So, the verse is somehow explaining what is the way towards this ma'rifah. It's worship. And if Allah says, مَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, I have not created jinn and ins but to worship me, it means to acquire ma'rifah through this worship. And because there is no aim, there is no goal, there is no level for human being higher than ma'rifatullah. Any goal, any aim you set in this life for yourself, below that, you are a loser, min al-khasirin. You have to set your goal to arrive in ma'rifatullah. This is the most important thing. The question is, this is, of course, the crux of the matter is, how can we arrive at this ma'rifatullah? What is the way? What is the technique? what are the means to arrive at this ma'rifah? Now here, of course, people have been somehow perplexed. The Quran tells us, لَيَعْبُدُونَ, the Imam tells us, أَيْ لَيَعْرِفُونَ, that means the way to ma'rifah is worship. There is no other way. If you want to find this in shortcut, by, say, for example, self-mortification, by rahbaniyah, as the Christians wanted to do, don't underestimate these Christian monks and nuns who dedicated all their lives for ma'rifatullah. What did they achieve? Of course, Allah says, وَرَحْبَانِيَّةً ابْتَدَعُوهَا مَا كَتَبْنَاهَا عَلَيْهِمْ إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ رِضْوَانِ اللَّهِ فَمَا رَأَوْهَا حَقَّ رِعَايَتِهَا. They did not observe the limits. Now, therefore, worship is the way. There are limits to this. Some people have chosen, the people whom we call them mystics, to dedicate all their lives to find this ma'rifah quicker than others. And I will tell you what were the methods for that. But those who wanted to go steady, those who found out that there is no quick way for this, there's no shortcut here. This is a lifelong venture. Allah gives you life so that during this long period, you, by worshipping Him, attain that ma'rifah. Now, those of us who are in front of ma'rifah, the Prophet has shown us the way. Those of us who are not in front of this ma'rifah, but we want paradise, we want Jannah, the Prophet has shown that way to us. And everyone gets what they deserve. Those who attain ma'rifatullah in this world, they would not get to that level of paradise which ordinary people would get. But still people will prosper if they follow the Prophet. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِ. If you love God, follow me. If you want to do more, there is some khalwa for that. You need isolation. You need to isolate yourself somehow from others, to ponder, to think, to meditate, to do dhikr. This is the way for ma'rifatullah. There is no ma'rifatullah without dhikr. But